Madame Toastmaster, honored guest, and, sorry, can I start again? Absolutely. Sorry, take two. Thank you, Madame Toastmaster, honored guest. I have been working on my project from the pit to the podium for about 6 months, and I'm very overwhelmed by the magnitude of this project. You only get out of life what you have the courage to ask for, Oprah Winfrey. I have found the courage, and I'm asking this amazing Kickstarter community for help. Not only will you be changing and saving lives, not only will you be bringing a very important project to life, but you will be changing and saving lives. It was the first week of March, 2014. I had spent it in a very dark and dreadful place I call the pit. Excuse me. My parents are unaware to this moment that their love and concern had brought me out of the pit. After a much needed rest, I was determined to say goodbye to this place forever and to seek answers for my struggles. After weeks of soul searching and intense research, I was ecstatic. I found answers. I exhaled for the first time in years. And this exhale was not an attempt to prepare myself for the sudden feelings of terror, impending doom, loss of breath, or the fear of losing control caused by an extreme panic attack. This exhale was not to prepare myself for the uncontainable, haunting, lonely descent into the pit. I exhaled with inexpressible joy and peace. A feeling of ease had washed over me, and a weight was lifted from my soul. I actually fell to my knees and I wept because I was not alone. I had answers. I had been suppressing feelings since I was a teen and had continued to do so throughout my life. And the horrific, vicious cycle of consequences that followed. Severe depression, extreme panic attacks, suicidal impulses, self-hatred, self-medicating, and the shame of bankruptcy. Excuse me. In that moment, I realized that I was not this horrible failure in life with no purpose, that I deserved the best life possible. I felt strong, inspired, motivated, and free. I found my purpose in life. It is to speak to youth about the extreme dangers of suppressing emotions and the vicious cycle of consequences that will follow. Alone we can only do a little. Together we can do so much. Helen Keller. I can only do a little, but together we can do so much and create an inspiring, motivating documentary journey about my journey from the pit to the podium as a Realism Youth Speaker. I will also need the help of Ben Thorkelson, who will help me with presentation techniques and to help organize my thoughts into epic keynote speech. As well as Nicolas Solis, who will teach me the beautiful language of Spanish in as little as 6 months. If my brain will allow it, I would like to learn as many languages as possible, so I will be able to reach as many people as possible. As well as CAPS, it's Canadian Association for Professional Speakers. I just received an email today. I had my interview last night, and I got an email today, and they had accepted me into the program. So I'm pretty honored because not everybody is accepted into this. And they actually help you into the business end of becoming a professional speaker. Oh, I forgot my book thing. I used this, but it wasn't enough. Excuse me. So I want to put fear into my audience. Because reality is, if you do not feel, deal with, and release your emotions, there will be horrific consequences. I do not want anyone to ever be frozen in fear that they cannot move, they cannot talk, as they are choking and gasping for air. I do not want anyone to ever watch a horrific dark fog settle around them, and you think, is it his death? And then you hope it is. I do not want anyone to ever be so fearful of the dark, intrusive thoughts that have entered your mind that you have to call a suicide crisis line. I do not want anyone to ever walk this earth alone because they are ashamed of what they have become. So I'm asking the Kickstarter community to please pledge this extremely important project. Not only will you be helping to bring an extremely important message to life, but you will be changing and saving lives. This information, the love of my parents, and them never judging me, not even once, saved mine. Thank you.